Hello, everyone. I just wanted to share a few communication tips with you as many of us are finding ourselves working remotely. Even though I've worked remotely in some capacity for over a decade, it's looking so different right now with my two kids, my dog, my husband and I are both here working from home. So it's not an as things as usual situation. So if you're used to working remotely, things are changing a little bit. If you're not used to working remotely and are just trying to get things started, figure out what's going on, I want to go over a few really easy but important tips that you can do, whether you're a leader or an individual contributor. The first is, if you have not went remotely yet within your organization, is get prepared as much as you can before you do so. A lot of my clients did VPN testing days just to ensure that their system could hold the amount of people. Thinking about the laptops, the computer, the platforms that people are using, is everything there? Do people have the technology they need? In one of my previous roles, we couldn't download anything, whether that be Zoom or Adobe or any other platform, without special permission from IT. So before people leave, ensure that they not only have the device that they need, but all the applications are on there. So that's just a small part of getting ready. But let's say you're already working from home. The big part is communication. Communicate, and communicate again. When we don't see people every day, we don't necessarily know what people are working on. We don't know how many hours we're supposed to be in our physical space, our office, or be available. Set expectations with your team. Really talk about, what are our hours? Are they 9 to 5? Is it just project assignments that we need to be working on? What do we need to be working on? What can be taken off? What needs to be added? Can we still work on professional development, or is that something that needs to stay behind? The more that we can be open about our expectations during this time, the better. We don't want to leave people hanging and wondering what they have to work on, especially when some people are concerned that they won't have a job in the coming months. So really be clear about expectations. If you're not sure, ask. As many of us are facing having children at home, even having that conversation of, I might not be able to get to something, at 10 o'clock today. Can I get it to you a little bit later? Just starting that conversation as you're trying to triage homeschool and work, and start working with your supervisor and your employees about that. The third thing to really think about is really setting those cookie crumbs, or really communicating with people as you're handing off different assignments. Whereas maybe you were able to pop in somebody's office before, it's not really like that. And especially if you're working with people across time zones, really show and share with them what you're working on right now, what you might need help with, where are things getting stuck, especially if your organization is open really 24 hours, but people are in different time zones picking up different pieces. Really, shipments are being a little bit later. Things that were open before are not open now. The more you can communicate and hand things off to someone and share what they need or what you need from them to be able to make things work, the better. And those are just only a few short tips on remote work. If you want to listen to the full webinar I did, it's about an hour long. Please feel free, just hop on there. I'll share the link with you below so you can just check that out and listen to all of the content and the great questions that people are asking. Stay healthy, stay